Hi guys, once again this is Alfred from Masters.com. I'm here with what I hope will be a quick rant about the Optimus dot money token. Guys, I didn't even take my own advice. I went back in on this token. I've been pinching and buying a little of this token. Have been buying between the prices of $1.12 all the way up to $1.52, as well as taking the rebases. Today, just as I described in the other video, I'll try and put that clip in when I explain what was going to happen to this token. Well, today it happened. Okay, so we're going to look at it and I'm going to explain why it happened, and I'm going to give you a little simple formula that'll help you to avoid ever buying tokens like this. It's so simple. It's a real simple formula. It's not going to stop. It's not going to make it where you're never going to lose to buying a token with an idea like this. No one can guarantee that. There's always risk in trading, but it's going to keep you out of a lot of trouble. Okay, so stick around to the to the end. Somewhere in here, I'm going to give you that formula. Let's just jump right in. I like to start with a little bit of humor. This guy on the Optimus Discord says to the moon, and he's got all these I don't know what you call them, emojis or something. Thumbs up, a rocket, a fire, smiley face. And this guy replies, if the moon were in hell, maybe. It's good to have a little levity. But I don't think it's funny when you're messing with my money. Okay? Let's get right into it. Let's go over here and look at the chart. Uh, It's a 4 hour chart, and this is the Optimus.Money token. Okay. A while ago, I'd made I drew up a chart and I put it in a Discord, the Discord for selected investments. I've been hanging out in there for a while, and I was saying I was buying down here in the blue area. You could sell up here in the red area, and if this were a well managed market maker, the market makers set up zones, and they like to play inside of a range because they have to provide liquidity on both sides. They kind of like that old Huey Lewis song. They think it's hip to be square. What I mean is it's like a little square right here. You could look at it like that. In this area, and this is the area they're buying, and there's like a little square right here, and this is the area they're selling. No matter what miraculous things anyone ever tells you, there's only one way to do this. It's been done this same way for ages. Okay? No one's discovering a new way to do this, because in essence, this is buy low, sell high. And if anyone can show me mathematically how to be profitable by doing it the opposite way, I'd love to hear it, because, then everybody could make money. They could just buy wherever, and it doesn't really matter. You just buy wherever, you're going to be profitable. Okay? Some of what really irks my nerves when it comes to these so-called passive opportunities is they use the word passive, and my lord, I've said this before. It's so much work and trouble to follow them that how on earth can you call it passive? Okay, uh, let's get into it. I like to look on. This is Deck Screener, and I just popped the token in, and I'll start watching it over here. They got a little chart. I can draw my lines on the chart, do whatever. They got buys over here in the last 24 hours, 3,400. Sales 2,400. Generally, I like to see more buys versus sales. But even as you're looking at this data, you have to be aware that a lot of times buys versus sales, it's hard to say, because guys will come in with the bots, and you don't know just from looking at these two numbers. If the buys are more than sales, is there real buy pressure just because you see more buys than sales? Or is there sell pressure because it doesn't matter that this number here is smaller if guys are dumping more than guys are willing to buy? But as a general rule, if this number, if there's more sales than buys, then you see this chart going down, you can surely know objectively that there generally there's nothing's protecting the price, and there are just more sales. There's more sale volume than buy volume. Okay, um, bots or no bots. A guy came out a while ago, and he talked a lot. Uh, I don't want to talk about that guy's channel because all he does is point out projects that are going to fail. And if 90% of these are not going to make it past 3 months, you don't have to be a genius to make a channel like that. I've talked about some projects and warned people before, especially after I had a bad experience in swap nicks and COTP. But really, what does it matter? You know, I just got tired of doing that. So we made our own app, which you can find on our site with our own volatility index to give you real market sentiment. None of that bull jive with Facebook and Twitter posts all being factored in. It's just based on the numbers. It's a old-fashioned volatility index like the VIX, and we also set up a market scanner. Okay, now let me let me come to the defense of this right here very quickly. The breadth here in the market, let me refresh this. The breadth is terrible. Even on our scanner, there's 33 down, okay, 33 negative, there's 0 positive, and we're tracking 36 tokens and coins over here. Everything's down. Everything's yellow, so everything, almost everything. Quant. It's the only thing that's not yellow. Some of these scores are starting to recover a little bit. You know, generally you get up here, you get into the hundreds, then you starting to, as you start to reach 80 to 100, you're really getting some strong moves down. Okay, Matic right here. That's a strong move down. Okay, let's talk about that. That's at the top of our leaderboard, and I took a short over here, and these guys, uh, I'm $53 in now, but there's where my exit was, and just like always, when you get close to your exit, and I've given them my take profit. I usually hide my take profit with a EA, but I gave them it, and when you do that, when you get close, they're gonna adjust the spread and see if they can get some more time to hopefully for the sentiment to come around again in their favor. Okay, and you've been doing this a while, you start to notice that I'm not ragging on any broker. They all do it. Regulators, mount up. Okay, regulated or not, they all do it. Okay, so we looked at buys and sells. We looked at, just to be fair, the markets. All those markets are dumping. Okay, so before somebody comes in tomorrow and they say, well, the whole markets are all down. Okay, I'll give you that. But where's the bot? Where's the bot that protects the price? I don't see the bot protecting the price until we get way down, way down here. Can't even get it on the screen. Way down there. That's 30 cents. Price was dumping so fast it was hard to exit due to network congestion. Where's the bot? Okay, the bot get tired. The bot go to sleep. Where's the bot? This is like the second or third time I've seen this. And what happens is when the inflation gets out of control, over here, this 30 million number, because you're printing 1% of the tokens every day, you're going to naturally inflate this number. If this price here stays even just at the same level and you print out of thin air 1% more tokens, the market cap's going to go up every day. It's the market cap. That's fully diluted value. But that, you see what I'm saying there, okay? If you can bring the liquidity back, like you can get, right now we're 3.5 million liquidity, market cap's 30 million. Okay, it looks a little better because we're more than 10, we've got more than 10% over here in the liquidity. And so it's that reset that seems to continuously happen over here on this token. That's the only thing I see going on. So what do? You just hold it and watch the token go down to 30 cent, but you don't know where the floor is. The floor 30 cent, 20 cent, 10 cent, wherever, uh, wherever. But the problem, and I said it initially with this token, was there were 21 million tokens printed, and if there's a market making bot, then the bot needs to control the floor and the bot needs to control the ceiling. If the bot controlled the ceiling, then there'd never been all of this ascension in the token. You know, um, there's the first day of the token. There's the dump. Everybody gets in, and the token dumps price here. And then after there's no money left, we were working within an area. It looks like there's something here. You can see those blue and red exit lines, blue buy lines, and we were in a controlled area. But then it all started breaking up days ago. This is that pattern that I've seen happen a couple of times with this token. And what you do? You stop, you make a version 4, you move over to BSC chain now, whatever, dude. You know, I'm just saying. That's, where's the bot? Looks like the bot's controlling the price going up. It's never going back up. You know what's never happening? You see where this got all the way up to here? You're nowhere near there. That means no one who bought in since this Op3 came out ever got anywhere near here. No one except for the first well informed people. You want to talk about friends, neighbors, maybe some people that's been farming all the time, whatever. Some people will get that reference, but you know, some people out here trying to catch predators or whatever. You know, I don't care. I'm not calling people's name or anything, but I'm just saying, guys, beware of wolves in sheep's clothing. Okay, there's a reason it's called Wolf of Wall Street. This price here, 74 cent. You can see that massive dump. We're starting to go back to the dump. There's no sentiment. There's no sentiment here that's going to bring this back up. Okay? There's nowhere you put your money where you've got reserves because everything's falling. When you have experience doing this, you understand we're a day before elections here in the US, and lots of times guys will take money off the table, professionals, the institutions, and they're going to sit on the sidelines, they're going to see what the results are, and then they'll put the money back on the table, based on how they want to see it once it's all over. That's why all of these tokens, all of these coins are down. If you've been doing this, if you've got some real experience, if you've got people designing something that are as bright and intelligent as they believe themselves to be, they would have been aware that this is coming already. Because what do I always say? I've been saying this in a lot of these videos. When I start to see that super breath on the other side, 30 or 36 up, that's just the market makers moving everything to the top so they can get as much as they can by from market participants before they liquidate their positions. When they start liquidating and selling their positions down, 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 they want to sell from the highest position possible, not from the lowest. Okay? Um, let's show this on the chart. This baffled me. I was like, why are they all of a sudden pumping? Okay? They were getting ready. They just kept pumping. They got up to here. Okay? And then guys who were short started getting profitable. But you can only let them get so far. So you're going to find the bottom. And then you're going to go back up. Why do you really have to go back up? Because there's someone up here that started shorting. And you've got to convince them to leave. Okay? So you got to come back up here and you got to hit that person again to convince them to say, okay, I guess that's it, and they'll leave. Now, when that happens, you got guys that they're purists and they just learn. You get to be a price action guy and you learn to trade price action. So you hate the indicators, you hate everything else, whatever, and you discover what people will call a double top. See right there, and then we essentially came back to that line again right there. That's why the double top happens. Either way you look at it, the way I originally described it to you, that's kind of like market flow, but it's easier for most people to just understand, hey, there's a top and it wicked, there's another top and it wicked, there's that double top. So if you are um, have a lot of formal training and you're really big on let's do it like this. You're really big on that, just looking at it from a price action technique, then let me show you something. Here we got that line. Okay, there's the double top. Now let's draw a line from here's the bottom where we bounced, and then let's connect that with that line. I'm not a great drawer, okay? And then let's connect that with that line. Now I got this upside down triangle, but let's really just focus on this area right in here. When we broke out of this, that's when you know they're finna start going short. Okay. You can look at it from the perspective of order flow, as I described it in the first place, or you can look at it from the perspective of it's just a double top, and then it makes an ascending wedge, and we break to the bottom. Same thing, you know. That's why I'll never get into arguments with people that are like, I hate indicators, blah blah blah. Price action, that's everything. Yeah, everything is programmed into the price. I'll give you that. But that doesn't mean that I didn't see that mathematically right here. All the bots were going to come in and start selling off, and they did very quickly on that 4 hour candle. Okay, but now I can use price action and say, well, where did everybody start getting? Where did everyone get short and get profitable at? And that's there. And they can't let this go on forever because eventually it'll squeeze the guys making the market. And so they have to buy it back up, and they're going to buy it back up to there. Okay? I like to try and bring some value and talk about real trading when I'm doing these. Okay? Not just rag on a token because the token dumped. I took a little L, not much, on that. I knew better. But it's all good. That's a part of nobody wins every trade. Okay. But when you hear people telling you about how they've got this and they've got that, maybe they really believe it. But no one can escape the numbers. They're objective. Okay. And no matter what anyone said today, it's token dumped pretty hard. Only people still happy here are the guys who got in at 30 cents or less. Some of those guys are probably, from my experience, they're all tied in and well connected to their developers or friends of the developer, friends of the guy that launched the token. Those guys all right. Okay, and that's the way this game works. Works the same in the other markets, IPOs. Angel investors get in first. That's how it works. Okay, I don't want to mislead anyone, or I'm not trying to pick and poke at anyone. I'm trying to just make sure everybody's savvy. Okay, now here's the formula. Cause I promised before I leave, I gotta show you a formula. Okay, this is not a price of this token, 75 cents, right? Okay, this is a token that is on the Matic Polygon blockchain. Okay, Matic's the real coin that represents the value of the network and the blockchain. Okay, we'll go back over here. This is the price of Matic. It's $1.15. When there's a token on a blockchain and the token is worth more than the actual value of the coin that's on the blockchain, the tail, the dog wags the tail, but the tail doesn't wag the dog. That's something I used to say when I ran an old trading room. Um, that'll keep you out of trouble because if you think like that, it'll make you say, well, how can this be logical? And it'll help you to spot without a bunch of math or anything. It'll help you to spot when you're buying a pump that's too much of a pump because there's a token that's already valued at more than the actual coin on the blockchain. And in most cases, that means there's just an imbalance there that will have to be corrected at some point. Um, when the value of the liquidity is a small percentage of the market cap, then for me, that's usually just, again, I'm just giving objective data here. That's usually a bad sign for me. Now it doesn't look as bad. It's 3.5 million. Okay, market cap's down to 31 now because we lost all that money. Okay, that's the great reset. And 3.5, 31 million here. Uh, you can only do the great reset so many times, and then no, you're not going to be able to find buyers that are going to come back in and take a ride on the wild Elmo again. So you end up with a coin that reaches its maturity. And let's here it goes. Since I'm ticking people off, I may as well tick everyone off. There are people who passionately love this token. I'm not trying to talk ill of a token, but I just deal in numbers. Okay, this token has made its maturity. Okay, it's a drip token. Talked about it in the other video. I said what had to happen, what's happening on drip, gonna have to happen on Optimus, and see, still happening on drip. The difference is the ratio looks better, cause drip's matured and it's lost so much of its market cap that this now is 11.5 million, and there's 7.4 million of liquidity. Is somebody gonna come over here and want to trade it? Yeah, there's $7.4 million there. Well, who's gonna get most of that 7.4 million? The guys who have the most drip. Is there? This is all a game about being the first to get out with profits. Who's most likely to get out first? Those guys with those full accounts. I got I've capped out at 100,000 drip or whatever it is. Those guys are gonna pull out every day. And that, well, there's buyers coming in. Well, there's 68 buys over here, and there's 916 sales. I'll get it to them. There's no bots coming in here and inflating numbers. Okay, it doesn't look like it because there's 68 buys versus these sales, but yet there's 156,000 being traded here in volume. What's happening most of the time? That's sales. Well, the sales are more of them, and they're also obviously they're larger than the buys. You can come down here. It's a market maker box. Don't take people's word for everything. Go and check it out. Go and look. This is a market maker box. There's $200. There's a buy. 44, 11. Look at all these sales. $19 buy. $62 buy. $96 buy. Just scattered around amongst all those sales. Okay. Again, I'm trying to help my community become more savvy when it comes to crypto, because instead of the so-called regulations, because all that does is just regulate things to, in my opinion, this is my personal opinion, it regulates um, a system that keeps the rich getting richer off the naivete of the poor, and it keeps them getting poorer. And when the rich mess up, then they suck some more money out of the poor, and they tell everybody how smart they are. You know, the only thing that's smart about them is the lack of savvy by the other counterparty. So I think best thing to do is be part of the solution. Let me show you a token now. Let me show you a token very similar. Uh, Low token started ages ago. I never talked about this token on this channel. I may have mentioned this token in some discords. I said I like this token. Tokens one, what is this? A penny, 1.3 cent. Okay, this token's up 2.73% in the last 24 hours. See how it's in a controlled range? See how no one let this token pump too much, and there's not these 40% in a day dumps. You're not automating anything. If you're holding a floor, but you're letting the ceiling go as far as you want till it gets out of control, and then you dump on everyone. That's not a bot that I wanna play around with. Okay, and still 1.2 million in liquidity, but the whole market cap over here is $10.9 million. Why? Because the price over here is just 1.3 cent. Okay, see how all these numbers work together, and they're all in a little circle. Kumbaya, you know. See how it works? Math doesn't have to be complicated, and some of it is just really ask yourself, if this is a token, and the token is 6 months, 9 days old, why is there another token that's 2 months old, and this is worth 1.3 cent, and the other token is worth $1.50? You know, was it 100x more value in that token? Are they both similar tokens? They're highly speculative. Similar tokens started with just passive income opportunities. Why is one priced dramatically outside of the other, in spite of the fact theta, or I mean the time, is just a third of that, and they're both grown pretty organically? That's why when you see a stock, and the stock is the same as another stock, this is how professionals evaluate that. They go to look for other stocks that are in it, that are of similar conditions or similar profile, and they compare them. Those are comps. Okay, again, just trying to provide value and trying to show you that I'm not picking on any particular coin. We looked at 3 of them, and look at the difference. And look at the scenario. Why on earth? Why is drip just dripping down now? Why? Let me show you. Same scenario. I pointed this out on the other video. Go back and look at the last time I was talking about Optimus, and I pointed this out. Can't even get it on the screen. Same scenario. See? See how this is way up here? Because the price inflated along with the actual coins. The price of the coin inflated, the number of the coins inflated, and that's something that simply cannot go on. It's unsustainable. It's why we've got so much problems with inflation right here in our country, all over the world, really, not just our country, all over the world. You made a centralized banking system, and then you close down the entire world at once. This has to end badly, and that's why, at the end of the day, you hear people and they say, "Well, there's a trade deficit. No, states is not. We're gonna fix it. We're gonna start a trade war or whatever." I'm gonna make some. I want to make everybody mad with this video. That's impossible because the other party that you're talking about has less money. Okay, if they're working for 50 cents an hour, how on earth are you? There can't be anything but a deficit to them because there's less money in their pool to begin with. Okay, period. Put it on the shelf if you don't get it. I'm just, again, trying to add value and trying to show. I'm not picking on any particular coin here. We looked at three of them. The same scenario happened with two of them. One just seems to be growing a little slower, managing not only the bottoms but the tops as well. And still, it's not a dollar coin or whatever. And again, look relative to the network that this is on, BSC, Binance coins like 300 and some dollars. This is 1.3 cent. See, remember I talked about the dog don't wag the tail, the tail don't wag the dog. See how that works? Simple math. Um, that's all I had, guys. I've sold all of my position in Optimus. It's everyone's personal decision if you go back in again. I don't know what. Another thing that kind of really um, ticks me off, and then I'll get off of this horse. But I'm over here, okay? I'm over here, and I'm in this. I'm in this. This is the Optimus group, right? While this price is dumping, I don't see any developers in here. I don't see DeFi dude who's like the face CEO of the company. I don't see him in here. I look on YouTube. I don't see anything. This is the actual official group. Where are you? Where are you? That's some of this isn't just about the numbers. It's about who's running the program. This is another coin. The coin's dumped just terribly from where it got to. It had the same problem. Coin's called Safuu. Okay, this coin is up. The coin is up now. Maybe about 100%, 200. Look at that. Coin is up, but yet the coin is down from like $300. Why on earth is anyone still buying this coin that's depreciated by something like 99% before getting this bounce? Because the gentleman that runs the project, he comes out, does AMAs almost on a daily basis. He was doing them. He regularly works to promote the token every day. Um, he shows his face. He's a great face of the company. Now, showing your face or not, it doesn't mean that anything. The coin still dumped. you know. But what I'm getting at is he does the things that are required in order to be an effective, let's call it a pseudo CEO, representing his token. And that's part of it. It's a lot of work. Any business, it's a lot of work to run the business. You're not going to get to take off days. You're not gonna you lose some time that you would have had to otherwise devote. And if you're not set up to do that, then it's hard for you can't ask people to have more faith in what your project is than you're willing to justify by how hard you're willing to work and be dedicated to your project, good and bad times. I don't see any of these guys, and if I post this video before the person that actually owns the project, that's actually bagged, most even by their own admission, they've sold like $3,000 a day plus 5,000 plus a day, and the project's 60 days old. And I don't want to hear, well, we all lost money here either, because again, let's look at the numbers. Okay, if you put up $30,000 in liquidity, if the project's been going for 60 days, you've been taking 2 to 5K a day. You take that 5K times 60, that's 300 grand. That's a 10x. Doesn't sound like you lost money to me. I've seen this happen so much in so many of these projects that it's frustrating to see this pattern again and again and again. And I've mentioned a lot of coins here. I'm not trying to pick on anybody. It happens all over. What's happening over here? BNB? BNB. Got a dump. We got a war of the roses going on between Sam Bankman-Fried and CZ over at Binance. CZ tweeted, "Oh, I just dumped about 2.1 billion of FTX token. FTX token is owned by Sam Bankman-Fried." Okay, well, these guys are coming down a bit. Okay, but go over here. Where is it? FTX coming down too. There's FTX. Look at this. And that's just in the last 24 hours. So these little battles, there was a battle going on, some type of beef between another guy. I don't want to even mention that guy's name, but yeah, that was beef going on over there. I don't care about that, Even when you're talking about multi-billion-dollar market cap, that silly beefs, they can start. But I just wish everyone would understand and remember that there are people that are investing their hard-earned money into these things. And see that? The silly beefs. Are real humans tied behind these numbers? And just consider that. Even if it doesn't bother you and it doesn't matter to you now, I've seen a lot of guys trading, and I've talked with other traders. I've talked with some guys that even own real world exchanges. And, as you grow and you mature, uh, you'll be working with a different set of values, and you'll start to look at things differently uh, later in life. Before you get there, that's the best time to really put things into the proper perspective and do what you can to help your brothers and sisters. And don't start these silly battles that they're just going to get ran over. And you're both parties, you're going to come out fine, but they're So many people and so many lives are just gonna get wrecked as a result of this. That's all I got, guys. Sorry, got a little emotional. I get so emotional, baby. Boom, baby. I'm saying on my videos, you know. I feel like somebody bit me, you know, lately. Because I hear a lot of people all of a sudden, but you know, I used to do that back in the day. But it's all good. It's all love. No matter what, it's all love. See you guys on the next one. Once again, this is Alfred from amasters.com. Really late where I am, and I still got to pack for my other business and ship out. So, see you guys on the next one. Like, share, comment, subscribe. If we've helped you, please help us by sharing this content with others.